All right, first and foremost, I want to begin by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to all you fellow laborers out there who diligently continue to push this gospel and all true faith and in sincerity. Yeah, so I want to entitle this sitting, Paul, an apostle to the Gentiles, all right? Which, by the way, this image you see on the screen is a depiction, or should I say a more accurate depiction of the apostle Paul, all right, in opposed of that Renaissance art you might see, you know, all that art that came out around the 1300s up into like the 1700s, all right, which is called Renaissance art. When you go into that word Renaissance, it basically means rebirth, all right, the rebirth of the so-called white man, all right, and that art was nothing more than an attempt to establish white supremacy. You know, if you go to any art dated around 325 AD, 400, 500 AD. Well, the figures of the Bible will be depicted as so-called black people, all right? And that's the reason why you got clowns coming out now, like this latest guy, to try to oppose the truth. This Pastor Steve, some guy, all right, his name is not important. The Apostle Tahar went into a video dealing with him, cutting him. All right, and that's what I'm gonna attempt to do through the Spirit. Cut all these so-called white Christians who trying to come out and share in the inheritance that was only reserved for the children of Israel, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. All right, because these devils something else, man. When you really watch them and how they move, all right, this image of so-called Jesus has always been depicted as a so-called white man. So in a roundabout way, these white people have been pretty much saying they the people of the Most High, right? If they got the image of the only begotten Son as being a so-called white man, then they saying by default they the people of the Most High, all right? So now, pretty much they conceding the fact, because we putting that truth out here, they conceding the fact that, you know, we the true people of the Bible, but they the Gentiles. You see? That's that's a form of cop and deuces, as they say, man. All right? They conceding the fact that we the Israelites in a roundabout way, but now they trying to say, well, we can share the inheritance with y'all because Paul came out to the Gentiles. So which one is it? Is you the people of the Most High or you the Gentiles? All right? You see how these devils are, man? All right? You saying Yahweh Shai Gentile then. All right? Now, the scriptures cut him on that because Yahweh Shai, all right, himself clearly outlined his mission, all right? Matter of fact, I'm going to get it real quick before I open up. This is Matthew chapter 15, and I'm just going to go right to the point. Matthew 15 and 24. But he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Yeah, so that's Yahweh Shai himself, all right? He's telling you his mission, all right? Now, when you go into Acts 26th chapter, when Yahweh Shai came to the apostle Paul, whom we know he was the apostle to the Gentiles, well, that would mean that Yahweh Shai was contradicting himself, man. If Yahweh Shai said he's going to the lost sheep of the house of Israel, why would he be sending Paul to the Gentiles? All right? Because the Gentiles is the lost sheep of the house of Israel, man. All right? Now this is Acts 26 and starting at 15. And I said, who art thou, Lord? And he said, I am Yahweh Shai, whom thou persecutest. All right? But rise and stand upon thy feet, for I have appeared unto thee for this purpose, to make thee a minister and a witness both of these things which thou hast seen and of those things in which I will appear unto thee. Verse 17, delivering thee from the people and from the Gentiles unto whom I send thee. All right? Verse 18, to open their eyes and to turn them from darkness to light and from the power of Satan unto the Most High, that they may receive forgiveness of sins and inheritance amongst them which are sanctified by the faith that is in me. So Yahweh Shai outlined Paul's mission. He said, look, I'm going to send you to the Gentiles to turn them from their darkness into the light, all right? and to forgive them of their sins. Now, what sin? Transgression of the law. And we all know, if you so-called understand the Bible, that the law was only given to the nation of Israel. So how could you sin or transgress the law unless it was given to you, man? And Paul was sent to turn them from their darkness. What was their darkness? Following after heathenistic customs, which made them Gentiles. So it's established right here where Paul's mission was to the Gentiles, all right? Now I'm going to get the book of Galatians where Paul further reiterates his purpose, all right? This is Galatians chapter 1. And I start at verse 15. But when it pleased the Most High, who separated me from my mother's womb and called me by his grace to reveal his Son in me, that I might preach him among the heathen, immediately I conferred not with flesh and blood. See that? So he is reiterating his mission, all right, to reveal Yahweh Shai to the heathen, man, which is the Gentiles, which are Israelites, all right? Because if Yahweh Shai was only sent to the lost sheep of Israel, why would he have Paul to reveal him to the damn heathens? He was revealing them to that very same lost sheep of the house of Israel, man. All right? Now, stand in the book of Galatians, chapter 2. I'm going to start at verse 7. But contrariwise, when they saw that the gospel of the uncircumcision was committed unto me, and the gospel of the circumcision was unto Peter, all right, which that was the order, all right. Peter was to go to those who was of the circumcised, which meant those who knew that they was Israelites, those who was keeping the customs, all right, keeping the high holy days, coming to the temple to worship. Peter was committed unto them, all right, but Paul was committed to those of the uncircumcised. Verse 8, for he that wrought effectually in Peter to the apostleship of the circumcision, the same was mighty in me towards the Gentiles. Yes, so that same power that was given to Peter, that was worked so affectionately to the circumcised, that same mighty power was given to Paul to the uncircumcised. All right? Thus, lining up with the scripture, there's no difference between Jew and Greek, man. Because the same power the Lord gave to Peter to get the gospel pushed to the Jews, he gave it to Paul to get that gospel pushed to the Greeks. So it'll be a perfect balance. All right? He didn't give Paul less power than Peter just because they was the Gentiles. All right? Which that's a stumbling block for you, man. All right? And to prove that, because now we have established that Paul is the guy to go to the Gentiles. That's established, right? Now, this is 2 Peter. This is 2 Peter chapter 3. I think that's verse 15. Yeah. 2 Peter 3 and 15, and account that the long suffering of the Lord is salvation, even as our beloved brother Paul also according to the wisdom given unto him hath written unto you. Yeah, so to set the stage, Peter is pretty much giving you highlight. He's basically highlighting Paul in his writings, all right? And we all know when you go into the books of Paul, all right, all the letters of Paul, who is he dealing with? The Gentiles, right? All right? So it should sound, you know, at face value, it should be cut and dry, all right? Yeah, it's the Gentiles. We know that the Gentiles are the other nations. All right, so we're going to read on and show you that it's not that simple. It's a stumbling block, all right? Verse 16, as also in all his epistles, his letters, speaking in them of things in which are some things hard to be understood, And that's right. And what's those things? The Gentile issue, man. All right? Why is Peter saying that? If it's so cut and dry that Paul is talking about all the other nations, well, why is Peter saying this? Let me read it again. As also in all his epistles, his letters, speaking in them of these things in which are some things hard to be understood. So if it's so cut and dry that the Gentiles are the other nations, why is Peter warning you about Paul's letters? He's warning you to let you know, look, his letters is a lot of things that's hard to be understood, man. And that Gentile issue is the main issue. And why could I say that faithfully? Because we see it in these days. We see it right now. Everybody's stumbling over that issue. All right? Reading on, it says, in which are some things hard to be understood, which they that are unlearned and unstable rest. All right? That word rest means wrestle. As they do also the other scriptures unto their own destruction. Yeah, that's right. So you unlearn people like this Pastor Steve, Steve the Edomite, let's just say that. You wrestling with the epistles or the letters of Paul because you think that they talking about the natural Gentile, which in the scriptures, yeah, that word Gentile, when you come across it, it's dealing with the natural Gentiles, such as the other nations, at times in certain contexts. But when dealing with the Apostle Paul, in most cases, it's dealing with the Israelites, man. All right? Now, this is the book of Acts. You know, and it's no big deal. We understand that it's a stumbling block for you, man. we only can chuckle for real to ourselves when we see you choking off it, man. Because we know it's not meant for you to get it in the first place. Right? This is the book of Acts, chapter 9. In verse 15, but the Lord said unto him, go thy way, for he is a chosen vessel unto me to bear my name before the Gentiles and kings and the children of Israel. So hold up. Wasn't the name already bared to the children of Israel? Let me read this again. This is Acts 9 and 15. But the Lord said unto him, go thy way, for he is a chosen vessel unto me, to bear my name before the Gentiles and kings and the children of Israel. So the children of Israel already knew the name, man. Those are the circumcised. All right? So in this scripture, the children of Israel is the Gentiles, man. All right? Let me read it one more time. This is Acts 9 and 15, but the Lord said unto him, go thy way, for he is a chosen vessel unto me, to bear my name before the Gentiles and kings and the children of Israel. All these people is one, man. The Gentiles is the children of Israel. All right? And he says he's going to bear his name to the Gentiles. And if you know the scriptures, that should ring a bell. Why? Let me show you. Let's get the book of Malachi. The first chapter, all right? This is Malachi 1 and 14. But cursed be the deceiver, which hath in his flock a male, and voweth and sacrifice unto the Lord a corrupt thing. For I am a great king, saith the Lord of hosts, and my name is dreadful among the heathen. All right? So the Lord saying his name is dreadful among the heathen. That's the Gentile. That's the natural Gentile. All right? You so-called white people, which are the Edomites. You so-called Eastern Indians, the Elamites. All right? Ishmael, you Arabs. You Africans, the Hamites. All right? The Lord said his name is dreadful amongst the heathen. His name is. So why in the book of Acts, all right? The book of Acts, chapter 9, in verse 15, it says, but the Lord said unto him, go thy way, for he is my chosen vessel unto me to bear my name before the Gentiles. All right? Because the Gentiles in this verse is not talking about the Gentiles in Malachi. There's a difference, all right? You got natural Gentiles who are the other nations, and you got Gentiles who were scattered, all right, who are indeed Israelites. because only Israelites are able to utter the names of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, man. All right, that name is a curse unto the heathen. It's dreadful among the heathen. All right? So, hey, enough. Hey, man, you so-called, like the Apostle Tahar said, man, you so-called Christians, you easy, man. It's easy to cut you. That was just freestyling, man. That was just freestyling off scriptures, man. All right? You easily can be cut dealing with this Gentile issue, man. But the thing is, you still ain't gonna get it because, for one, you a heathen, man. And even amongst our people, they don't get this, man. They don't get this Gentile issue. It was set up to be this way, man. All right? So, hey, that's it, man. Till the next time I say shalom.